The conversation around the Raiders right now feels like a broken record, looping endlessly around one question. Should Geno Smith be benched? It's the kind of debate that takes over locker rooms, talk shows, and fan forums when a season starts spiraling out of control. But here's the truth. Geno isn't going anywhere, at least not yet. As the Raiders prepare for their Week 6 matchup against the Titans at Allegiant Stadium, the tension surrounding the quarterback position is impossible to ignore. Both teams enter the game at 1-4, but beneath those identical records lie two completely different realities. One of hope and construction, the other of frustration and collapse. The Tennessee Titans are coming off a wild, improbable win against Arizona. It wasn't pretty, it was chaotic, scrappy, and borderline lucky. But it was a win, and in the NFL, that's all that matters. What's more important for Tennessee is what that victory represents, signs of a foundation being laid. Rookie quarterback Cam Ward is still rough around the edges, but his flashes of brilliance are igniting something real within that franchise. They believe in him. They see a future. The growing pains are expected. The interceptions, the blown reads, the rookie mistakes. But those are temporary bruises on the road to growth. For Tennessee, this is about development, about laying brick by brick towards something sustainable. Las Vegas, on the other hand, feels like a house built on sand. The Raiders are also 1-4, but while the Titans are showing signs of life, the Raiders look like they're unraveling. 4 straight losses have stripped away the optimism that surrounded this team during the offseason. When Pete Carroll took over, fans expected a competitive, scrappy team that could go toe-to-toe with anyone. Instead, they're watching a franchise drowning in its own mistakes. And at the heart of that storm is Geno Smith. Through 5 games, Geno leads the league in interceptions, 9 in total, a stat that perfectly captures the chaos of his play. This wasn't the plan. He was supposed to be the calm veteran presence, the steady hand that guided a young offense through growing pains. But instead of calm, the Raiders have gotten confusion. Instead of leadership, they've gotten recklessness. Geno's passes have become prayers. Forced throws into double and triple coverage, ill-timed reads, and costly turnovers that swing the momentum in the wrong direction every single week. It's not just about stats anymore. It's about trust. And right now, that trust is eroding fast. What makes it even more maddening for fans is that Geno says all the right things. Every post-game press conference sounds the same. Accountability, reflection, promises to improve. He talks about cleaning up his reads, making smarter decisions, and protecting the football. But by the time Sunday rolls around, it's déjà vu. The same throws, the same interceptions, the same mistakes. It's as if he's aware of the problem, but incapable of changing it. And in the NFL, awareness means nothing if you can't translate it into performance. Now the whispers are growing louder. Kenny Pickett. The mere mention of his name is enough to signal how desperate things have become in Vegas. When fans start calling for the backup, it's not because they believe he's the savior. It's because they've lost faith in the starter. Pickett is not the long-term solution, everyone knows that, but at this point, he might not be worse. And when that's the argument being made in your favor, you're teetering on the edge of a full-blown quarterback crisis. Pete Carroll's patience is being tested. The bye week looms after Week 7, and it could very well become decision time. Carroll didn't take this job to babysit quarterbacks or to juggle depth charts, but reality has a way of forcing a coach's hand. If Geno keeps turning the ball over, if the Raiders lose another game because of his mistakes, the math stops being emotional and starts being logical. You can't win when your quarterback is giving the ball away more than he's protecting it, and the numbers don't lie. The Raiders are sitting at -6 in turnover differential, second worst in the entire NFL. That's not a fluke. That's a symptom of self-destruction. You can't survive in this league by beating yourself every Sunday. Every interception doesn't just end a drive. It crushes momentum, demoralizes your defense, and flips field position in a heartbeat. It's death by 1,000 cuts, and Geno Smith is holding the knife. Meanwhile, the Titans have managed to stay afloat in that department. Their turnover margin isn't elite, but it's manageable. And the context matters. Cam Ward's mistakes are the kind you can live with. He's learning. He's experimenting. He's trying to make plays that veterans have the experience to avoid, but that's part of the process. Geno doesn't get that luxury anymore. He's a veteran making rookie errors, and that difference in standard defines the direction of these two franchises. But the story isn't just about quarterbacks. It's about the trenches on where games are won and lost. On defense, both teams have monsters wearing the same number, 98. Jeffrey Simmons for the Titans, Max Crosby for the Raiders. Both men are nightmares for offensive coordinators, capable of blowing up an entire game plan with one play. Simmons has been an unstoppable force this season, collapsing pockets, breaking through double teams, and redefining what dominance looks like for an interior lineman. Through 5 weeks, he's been nothing short of a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. For the Raiders' struggling offensive line, Simmons is a problem of biblical proportions. They're already on their third configuration since Colton Miller went to injured reserve. Jordan Meredith is trying to learn the center position midseason, and it shows. Dylan Parham at left guard has been serviceable but inconsistent. Jackson Powers-Johnson brings grit, but not even he can stop Simmons alone. Chip Kelly is going to have to get creative. Expect outside runs from Ashton Gentry, jet sweeps to Trey Tucker, anything to stretch the field horizontally and get away from that interior disaster. You can't eliminate Simmons, but you can try to minimize the damage, and on the flip side, the Titans will have to deal with Max Crosby, and that's a whole new kind of nightmare. Crosby isn't just playing football. He's terrorizing offenses. He's evolved beyond being a pure pass rusher. He's deflecting passes, dropping into coverage, even snagging interceptions. Every snap, he's a ticking time bomb for opposing quarterbacks. For Tennessee, whose offensive line has been inconsistent all season, this matchup could make or break the game. If J.C. Latham, their first-round pick, can't return in time, rookie backup Jalen Duncan might find himself face-to-face with one of the most relentless players in the league. Both teams are desperate for a win, but the difference lies in direction. The Titans' struggles are part of a process, the chaos that comes before growth. The Raiders' struggles feel like decay, the slow crumble of a foundation that was supposed to hold firm. One team is finding its identity, the other is losing it. Sunday's game won't just be about who wins or loses. It'll be about which team's story continues upward and which one continues to fall apart. So what do you think, Raider Nation? Has Geno Smith reached the end of the line, or does he still deserve one more chance to prove he can turn this season around? Will Pete Carroll finally make the tough call after the bye week, or will stubborn loyalty sink the season before it's even halfway through? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love deep, honest breakdowns like this one, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single moment from the NFL Playbook Raiders.